Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We're glad to have you. It's been a pretty doggone good week. We got a couple folks on here we don't see every week. We got Georgia Boy 44 and Jerry 1911 with us. Chico will probably be here shortly. I think he's a little detained, but we're glad to see you and looking forward to a fun night of chatting and talking reloading and who knows what. So, Kyle, how's everything going with you, buddy?
Everything. I'm not muted. Okay. Everything's great. Getting the new puppy. I say she's a puppy. She's about 1 year old next month. Getting her acquainted. The kids are just now getting to meet her, so that was mayhem. She is kind of protective of me, and then once I let her know that it was okay, then that's all she wants to do is play tug of war with the kids. Trying to get dinner here and all that. Been making a lot of shotgun shells. We're not making the shells, just reloading them. Just everything's been busy. Having to leave work a little bit earlier. I'm not used to dealing with dogs first thing in the morning. They have to get up and take them out and all that, and then still get to work on time. And then when you can't do anything after work, you have to come home and take care of the dogs that you've had in a crate all afternoon until she gets used to the place. I just don't want her. I don't want to come home and not have a kitchen table anymore.
Georgia Boy, how's everything going with you, brother?
Good today. Feel sorry for Kyle though. That shepherd's gonna tear up everything.
Oh, watch your mouth, sir.
I done been through it with two of them. They chew up everything until they're about 3.
Yeah, she's actually been very good. I'm amazed. She's very well trained.
Well, that's the difference. Mine aren't.
Well, I want to welcome Jerry 1911 to our stream tonight. We're honored to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Georgia Boy, you always get a link, and I'm glad you could join us tonight. I know it's you have a very busy job. You have my utmost respect. And,
It's hard to get turned loose sometimes.
yeah, I know. As the weekend comes on, you get you got to have certain things ready. So I understand, and I'm glad you're here.
Good to
Thanks
be here.
for joining us, Jerry. Jerry, you want to tell them where you're at tonight?
About 25 miles north of Portland, Oregon. I just came out of Seattle. Actually, I was up in Anacortes, Washington this morning, and I worked my way back down, came through Seattle. I had hair before I started that. But, yeah, it was a fight getting up there yesterday, and it was a fight getting back today, and I decided I didn't need to get through Portland until early in the morning, so I held up short.
Isn't it kind of dangerous to hang around Portland for too long? You might become deficient.
That's why I'm 25 miles north of there. They're too lazy to come that far.
Well, we're glad to have you on with us as well this evening. I really enjoyed your last video. I've watched most all of yours, and I want to tell everybody in the side chat that you really need to go look at some of Jerry's stuff if you're not familiar with his work. He has some good, fun shooting and loading videos, but we've been talking about a few of his firearms before we went live today. So he's got some fun stuff. You'll enjoy his channel, I promise. So go check him out. He's not on the. He's not able to be on the side chat. This is our last 2 guests in a row have been truck drivers stopped somewhere for the evening to be on with us. Slingshot was the same way, but we're really honored that you guys will stop your trucks on the side of the road or in the truck stop and come on and visit with us. And it's always an honor to have Georgia Boy 44 with us.
I was gonna ask you with single shot last week and myself this week. Does this show some trucker love?
I'm not exactly sure what trucker love might all entail, but definitely
I
some
love it.
appreciation.
Show some love to a trucker.
We'll have to get out
Okay.
of here.
Thanks, Nathan. That came out way wrong.
Yes, sir. This is a PG show.
I've always had a
Well.
great appreciation for those that are driving all the time. I mean, I've always had. It's always weird for me because I always have the most appreciation for jobs that I know that I would not want to and or could not do, and that's one of them. That many hours on the road, I'd die. I'd fall asleep. There's just no way and police officers, I'd never want to help. Working in a hospital and firefighters, all that. It's just amazing stuff. People that just kind of dedicate so much time to something like that. So I do have the utmost appreciation for what you guys do.
Nathan, you are correct. You would fall asleep.
I would. I'd be out like a light. My parents did that to me. Too many trips in that 57 Chevy to put me to sleep when I was a baby.
And I just found out something that I didn't know. You probably know who I work for, and Loads of Bacon made a comment that somebody was asking about powder coating, and he was naming some different brands, and the company I work for has a brand of powder coating. And so when I get back home, I'm going to see if I can't get a bunch of it and maybe share the love with you guys.
That'll be cool to try something different.
That would be
Yeah,
very.
I didn't even know they had it. The Harbor Freight experiment that I tried didn't turn out the best. I'm going to try it again, but I know what mistakes I made, but I'm going to see if I can't get a bunch of powder coating and maybe share it with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You mean there's something besides Harbor Freight?
Yeah, there's Harbor Freight and there's really expensive powder coating.
I don't.
Wow.
Eastwood doesn't seem all that expensive. I don't know about powder by the pound. I know some people have had great success with it, but I've never used it. As much as I use, I mean, I've had for 3 years, and I use it quite a bit. It's just it lasts forever.
Eastwood will run email specials. Since Chico's not here, I'm going to comment on his behalf. You got to find them deals, and they'll send you emails about, mention this code on this day only, and powders are half price and free shipping. That's when you get 4 or 5 colors at a time.
Now that powder coat I told y'all about that's from that place in Georgia for $1 a pound. Did anybody get any of that and try it? I hadn't even got any.
No, I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah.
Willie
it's down
got
around.
some.
Willie did, didn't he?
He did. He likes it. He didn't particularly get the colors that he asked for, but he knew that going up front.
Yeah. I figure since they're in the business of powder coating, it's got to be good stuff, and they just sell what's left over from a job for $1 a pound.
We have a local powder coating place that'll do that. They'll sell you their scrap, but it's a little bit higher than that.
Yeah. This is down South Georgia way. I mean, it's down your way.
Yeah, it's a place in Moultrie that I've dealt with before. I don't know if you've ever been there for the farm show, but I had them powder coated go-karts some years back, and they were going to sell me the scrap from the powder coating job that I paid them to do and paid for the powder coat. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, wait, didn't I already pay for that? We got some people in side chat here that I have not seen before. So, for all you guys that are first time viewers or first time commenters, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Kenny asked if we've seen or heard anything from Ozark. I have not heard anything this week. I hope he's doing well.
Ozark's doing fine. He's in Canada.
That's right. That's right. I remember when we had the nap chat. He was going to Canada.
He's doing a lot better than we are. He texted me as they, let's see, they were leaving, just getting into Idaho. They got finally out of Wyoming, just getting into Idaho, Canada bound in about 4 hours.
Well, I was only 30 miles from Canadian border this morning.
This was how many days ago? I'd have to look. I think it was like Thursday or Friday, maybe. You probably hear a clucking chicken in the other room. I saw Rune stop by to say hello. I can't keep up with it like y'all on computers can actually freeze the chat and get it on a list. I can't do that. That's why I'm terrible at keeping up with the side chat, because it just flies by so quick, and then you have to stop. By the time you get back, there's 47,000 new messages. So, with Nathan, can you see the side chat? Run down it.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Well, guys, we're glad to have you, of course. We got Rune, our brother from overseas. Glad you can make it. Jeremy Gunslinger, I hope things are going well. Killing Time, glad to see you. Coach Brothers Firearms, I hope you're doing well. Reloader 762, glad you can make it, brother. James Pollard, always nice to have you. Eagle Out Shooting. And a fake book, but I do understand those that decide against it. RG Homestead. Glad to see you. Vanessa Kitty, of course. Like, she's like a rock, always there. The Emperor, PC Bullet Empire. Glad you make it. Mag Max Gus / Jeff. That name's becoming even longer, I think. Glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Curtis Chapin. Curtis, glad to see you. Kingpin, I hope you're doing well, brother. Fuzz the Fork 8. Nice to see you, sir, as always. OP25 TTFD, our fellow public servant there. Glad you can make it. Idaho Rogers USMC, glad to see you. Justin.
Oh, I was just going to say hi, Idaho.
Tell if I've seen you in chat before. So glad you can make it. Pony 47. There's always Jesse B Outdoors. I hope you're doing well, sir. Tread. Glad to see you. Snob's Wife 76. That's somebody new for me. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming to the chat. Who am I missing here? Chris 338 there in the early times. I hope you're doing well. And Edward Petty. And then let me scroll to the bottom because I know everybody jumps in here. And Jason Stewart, glad to see you. So right now I'm showing 38, and I think it's probably a little bit more than that already, but everybody, we're glad to have you. For me, it has been a good yet stressful week, a lot of moving parts. So glad to be on here with my friends and get to talk to everybody, get to talk to Jerry. Which I don't know, makes the chat so much nicer to have that rounded out, and I hope Chico can get on with us here soon.
Yeah, he sent me a text. He's taking care of Carter. He'll be in sooner or later.
Okay. Got to take care of the kids or dogs as they are. Mine just sleeps in a pile next to me wherever I go. She got a full-on manicure or spa day the other day, and I gave her a nice deep bath and trimmed her nails and all that, so she's been in a good mood lately.
This week, we've had some right peculiar type weather up here in the northwest corner. Georgia boy, I bet y'all had a cool morning on Wednesday. I went out to get in my car to go to work. You know, I got one thermometers in the car. And it was 59 degrees.
Yeah, it was like that, 60 here, something like that.
After you've been putting up with some 96-degree afternoons, 59's a little bit chilly.
Yeah.
It felt great. Didn't have to run my air conditioner on the way to work. I did on the way home. But.
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air. It was definitely definitely nice.
I'm sorry I had to step away for a minute. The pizza guy got here and Baloo started going nuts.
Is she trying to eat the wings?
I just had to make sure that one of the kids got her before I opened the door because, I don't know what she'll do, but I don't think she'll hurt anybody. But I don't want her taking off bolting through the neighborhood because that could be the end of the live chat.
Kyle, did you get a new hat? I like that, sir.
Yeah, we got some new Peterbilt hats at work. It's kind of cool. We got a little orange Peterbilt emblem on it. I liked it because it's got a mesh back and it's about 140 degrees in the warehouse most of the time.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the mesh back, and I like that. That's pretty simple. It's not like, flames and such on it. It's just kind of a.
I think we need to invade Dead Zero again and see if they'll give us all a bunch of hats.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
We're glad everybody's with us. There's Chris 338, the Emperor, and Tacos and French Fries is here. Every time you show up, Taco, Chico gets hungry.
He's used to eating at Del Taco because there ain't nothing better than a couple of macho tacos and an order of chili cheese fries.
There's Warsaw Patriot. Thanks for coming in. Eagle Eye. Always a blessing to see you, James Pollard. But one of the things, I released a video this week. Kyle commented on it. I've got quite a few comments on it, but some of the regular guys hadn't seen it yet or didn't feel like leaving a comment one. So I just there's Tin Man. What's up, brother? Glad to have you. Thanks for coming. But yeah, I've got after I released mine, Jerry did one. I like pretty much the theme of Jerry's channel, which is 2A on a budget. A lot of us don't have deep pockets, and some of us do. So I'm glad to see both sides of the coin. I mean, I like nice stuff. I really do, but But I appreciate his view of on his channel of the way he presents shooting and thoughts on the Second Amendment. Maybe a little politics every now and then.
Well, I think we're all involved in politics in one way or another, being involved in the Second Amendment community. We have to protect ourselves.
We do. And one of the things wife and I were talking about over dinner tonight, something that you brought up about if we have a problem with somebody in our community, we need to talk about it. And one of my comment was, yeah, if you got a problem with me, let's be men and talk it out. Sometimes talking it out is agreeing to disagree, but under no circumstances should we give the anti-gunners any ammunition to fight with us about. And,
well, I think all of us here, that especially if they're a content creator, have their own channel, I think we could all use help and suggestions. I mean, I could use every suggestion I can get because I'm still relatively new. I mean, I just crossed 100 subscribers. I didn't think that was going to happen for another month, but I'm blessed. But I would gladly take any suggestion that anybody can give, and not take it as criticism because I am new. And there's a lot of
Go ahead.
There are a lot of people out there that got years of experience doing this, and I mean, they know what works, what doesn't work, and I would sure love to help.
We're glad to have you in the family. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
No, I agree with what you were saying too. But to touch on what Jerry was saying, I had a much better shotgun video. It got deleted because I was having to make a lot of room on my phone. Now I've already filled it up with puppy pictures. But yeah, ideas for videos are always welcome by anybody. And I laughed at AOK Foraging and Adventures, Tack and Brenda, when they came down and camped, because every minute of every day, Tack had a camera in her hand. And I was like, what are you doing? You know, you're walking by a lake. She goes, you never know when you'll need this. I'm like, okay. And then we get done with dinner and, you know, get the campfire put out and all that stuff, go back and go to bed. And you see this glow coming either from her bed or from her hammock. And like, what are you doing? It's 2:00 in the morning. She goes, well, it's only midnight where I live, but I'm pre-editing. I do all my videos in a library fashion. I've already got the next 3 months videos already edited, just scheduled to post. I'm like, whoa. just from our activities for the weekend. And I've tried doing that. My survival Sundays, I'm kind of running out of stuff to do them on. Because there's only so much I can do here in the backyard or in the living room. I'm waiting on it to cool off a little bit to go back down to the shooting property down there and have a lot of fun. But yeah, suggestions are always welcome.
But yeah, not just to Jerry, but to all of us. If you want to see something, if a video of something that you know we have, or we, another thing he said in his video was we all have specialties and weaknesses. You got something we're strong on, you know, we'll be glad to do a video on what you want to see. I think any of us would. So Big Al's out there. Dang it. Rune is out there, but y'all done said that. Brody's here now. Welcome, Brody. Good to see you. But how many of you showing we got on now, Nathan? Or
Oh, I can update it real quick and take a look. Uh, 51 friends in the side chat. Hey, Miss Scrub, how are you? You know, Jerry, I agree. I don't like to turn it against ourselves. I think it's nonsense. I think it's clickbaity and people being upset about something just to be upset about something. And I'm not a big fan. You don't have to agree with everything everybody says, but at the same time, it makes no sense to fight amongst ourselves when we got other people trying to fight, you know, against the cause in general. When it comes to content creating and channels and stuff like that, I think the hardest thing is, yes, kind of doing things that other folks want to see, but at the same time remaining true to doing what you want to do and having fun with it, and not getting burned out. And just, you know, and if you're being true to who you are and what you want to do, people notice that and they'll appreciate it. I would love to make video funny, and I'm not that creative or whatever it is. So, you know, I'd love to make a lot of those shorter videos. It's just not my nature. If I do it, it'll come across forced. So I think that's the big deal, is just, you know, sticking true to who you are and, you know, and being part of the community. We all kind of love each other, so I think it's a good deal. How you doing?
Well, when just getting started, camera shy, I guess, what you call it. I mean, I was pretty much froze up in front of the camera, and now I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it. So that helps too. And I am trying to interject a little bit of humor in as I go, because I'm basically a humorous guy. I've always got something funny to say, but it doesn't come across in my videos. I apologize for that. I'm working on it. You know, we're working on camera equipment, you know, so many other things, just trying to get better content. And unfortunately, when I go out shooting, I'm usually dealing with 15, 20, 30 mile an hour winds. It just blows hard out on the West Desert, which once I start getting into longer ranges, you'll see the effects of that. But We're trying to get better microphones and stuff. I just got a Rode microphone that I can use on my phone or my GoPro, and we're still trying to figure out what to do with our DSLR. That's the big stumbling block we have right now. Half the time, I have to just mute the whole video because you can't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, Logan over at West Desert Shooter, some of his newer videos, he seems to have found a way to tame it a little bit. That West Desert Wind. His earlier ones, there's a lot of times you couldn't hear what he was saying at all. And one thing is being used to the camera. Not that long ago, the first Georgia Shooting Connection Friday live stream, and it was just amazing how much different and how much more smooth things are, and how much we've gotten to know each other and just become more comfortable doing this. It makes a big difference. So it is, there's that comfort and there's all that stuff. And the equipment thing, I don't have great equipment. I got a little camcorder and stuff like that, but I don't make what I consider to be high quality videos either. That editing's the big part, I think.
Wow, editing's a nightmare.
Yeah, I've got some editing software on my computer, but I basically use my phone and iMovies. What do you use, Georgia boy?
I use my iPhone and the Slack app that I downloaded on my phone to do the editing.
Say that again.
The Slack app. SLACK, Slack. It's an app you can download your phone on. Uncle Jim told me about it, so I downloaded it. And you can edit all your stuff on your phone and upload it. And I'm pretty low key.
Slice. Don't you mean Slice?
Yes. I don't know why I'm saying Slack. I guess because I was on Slack today.
It's funny, there's a bunch of guys that are doing stuff on their phone. I don't know how they do it. I can't see or manipulate that stuff. It's too small. I use a program called Kdenlive, KDENLIVE. That's what I use. It works pretty well for me. And but everybody's got their ways.
Walter and Big Al use one called Filmora. Filmora.
That's what I use.
You use that one, Jerry?
Yeah, Filmora. We're getting more comfortable with it as we explore things, but it's still pretty limited. But it was a cheap program to get. I think we only gave like $49 for the program for the software. We're still trying to learn a lot of new things to it. My wife, she does the main editing. Well, she does most of the recording too. So if it wasn't for her, I'd be in big trouble because, man, I'm lost when it comes to all that.
Yeah. Warsaw Patriot had some kind words to say for everybody. And he just wanted to say thank you to everybody because we've all opened our arms to him and brought him in as a brother. But, man, you don't have to thank us for
He's
that's
been
my
here. He's
channel. That was the point of a lot of.
He's been here. He's part of the family now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know there's just a ton of us. That's all we wanted to do is help out other brothers, get them kind of interested maybe in reloading if they're already interested and grow the family and get to know people and have fun. I mean, you guys are basically some of my best friends now. I mean, I talk to you guys more than I do darn near anybody outside of the young lady. If I say old and she hears this, I'm gonna be up for it. But yeah, it's an amazing community and everybody's really cool.
Jeremy Gunslinger, what kind of phone do you have that you're using? He says he's using U-Cuts for his phone. It works pretty good and free. I like free.
It's a good price.
Will Just in Time Prepping says Power Director is good for the phone. John Phaser, he has an Android phone and uses ABS 4U. I'm not familiar. James Pollard said he just spits it out, no editing. James, we know. We
Hey,
lost
did y'all see-
Georgia boy.
Did y'all see James's bullet trap that he made?
Mm.
He had it out on the Reloaders Network earlier today.
Mm.
I gotta see that one.
And since I can't get Joe Leadslinger to make me up a bullet trap that he made for himself, he had that up on Slack. Then I'm gonna have to copy James and make a bullet trap like he's got.
Kenny
James,
did
I
a good
love you,
one. Willie
boy.
did one.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nathan.
So Kenny did one. Charles Irby did one. There's a couple people. Didn't Willie do one? So
Kenny,
yeah, it was Kenny did one. There's a couple people that have done them, and there's different designs out there. You know, I honestly kind of prefer the Uncle Jim method to some degree, but I mean, it all depends on where you're shooting and what you're shooting. You know, a bucket of dirt, especially in this like where you're shooting at. You know, it's not like sand's hard to find. You know, might be easier just to have a bucket out there that you do the sand with, and that's that. But it gets heavy to carry. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot to it, I guess.
Where's Willie? Anybody heard from Willie? How's he doing?
He was in the side chat a little bit earlier.
Willie said he had to go to. He's going to dinner. So he will be back when he gets done. Hopefully, honestly, I mean, I'd love to hear from Willie, but hopefully he gets a couple hours to be with the family and have fun and have a good meal. And if he doesn't make it by the end of the chat, you know what? So be it, brother. I'm glad to see you out having fun doing something. Just sitting in the darn house all the time.
Yeah, Uncle Jim, sand sifts easy. That's a pretty good point. Big Man Outdoors says sand is heavy though. But wonder what happened to George boy. Maybe he'll pop back on here in a little bit.
Yeah, he said he had some technical difficulties, which will happen from time to time. There's been a lot of good videos out this week, guys. I mean, a lot of people. I think Uncle Jim must have posted 80 videos kind of back to back on me. I don't know if I've gotten through all of them, but.
Mad Sexy's got a good question. He says he's out on BLM land picking up 5.56 brass, and some of it was split up by the neck. Any ideas what would cause that? That brass is just too hard and used to. It was rolled hard and put up wet, brother. It was loaded more times than it was annealed by far.
Well, there's a couple things that can cause a split neck around there, especially for a 5.56 or any auto loader. If it's trying to rip that case out before that case is cooled a little bit, that'll do it. That could tear a case up, and not just the rim. A tight chamber will do it. Too long a brass will do it. Sometimes because you end up with a high pressure situation. There's a lot of things, man. If I'm going through and picking up a lot of brass that looks like it's all from one gun, and I've got case splits and everything else, I'll leave it there. If I got a bunch of it, it looks like it's bad, I won't get it because either like Jamie said, the brass might be bad, the gun chamber might be bad. You never can tell, I suppose.
I would say this, and I think Jerry and Kyle will agree. If you've got a set of brass like this for my 35 Remington stuff, and I've weighed them and got numbers written all over them. But if you've got a set of brass like that, no matter how many it is, and you notice that on one of your sets of brass, you need to stop what you're doing and anneal all the rest of that brass, or either throw it away and get a new set.
well, for you with 35 Remington, that's not easy to come by. Not like it would be for like 223 or 5.56. But I would try the annealing first if you don't start noticing any problems.
Yeah, that's 35 Remington brass. You pretty much gotta anneal it before you throw it away, because when you do find it, it's hard. It's pretty expensive.
I'm having the same problem. 6.5 Grendel. If I'd have known the components and brass and everything was so expensive to get, I probably wouldn't have gone with the Grendel.
It won't be that way forever, man.
Man, I went through Mid-South. I went through Midway because I'm out of 129, so I was going to go back to 123s. And it's like I can find 243 for $11 to $13 a box for 100 for bullets. But 6.5, no, 30. It's just crazy. I mean, it's like double the price, and it's not that much. I can get 30 caliber for less.
It's just like when the 300 Blackout came out. Brass was higher than a Ferris wheel's axle, and when we started using big old bullets, heavy bullets, they started out expensive as crap. Now you can get a box of 100 Hornady ELD matches, 208 grain for $22 or something.
Yeah, I keep tripping over that 300 Blackout brass every time I go out to shoot. Somebody's been out there. We always police up the our shooting area before we start shooting, and we usually get a small ice cream bucket full of brass every time we go out. And it's not my brass, because most of my brass I catch in a brass catcher, but it's everybody else's that just leaves it behind. And I'm starting to build up quite a bit of 300 Blackout.
And you don't even have one, do you?
I don't even have a 300 Blackout. No reason to get one.
Awesome.
So one of these days I'll trade somebody some 300 Blackout for maybe some Grendel or some 243 or 30-30 or 30-06.
Yeah, James says he makes his 300 Blackout cases.
Well,
Yeah,
Uncle Jim did that with that cutter in one of his videos just recently.
Yeah, me and Uncle Jim use the same process, and you can blow through a bunch of 223. The problem is when you got the 223. I'm sorry, I got my camera turned off because I'm eating and don't want to look like a slob. You end up with such a rough cut. You have to size it, and then it's totally changed everything. You've squished the brass, but then you've expanded the neck and all that. I found that the world's finest trimmer from Squirrel Daddy, you can play around with the length that you chop it, and you can end up getting real close after you size it, and you just stick it in there for about 8 seconds, and it's done. I can go through a bucket of 300 Blackout, turning it into 300 Blackout from 223 in about 100 rounds, chopping it, sizing it, and trimming it in, I don't know, probably 30 minutes. It's not that bad.
I can see that. Kingpin's got a good question, and he says, is it worth taking brass to the recycling center, still primed and not cleaned? I would deprime it, but I wouldn't clean it. You're taking it to a recycling center. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I've got a bunch that I would wait till I got like a 5-gallon bucket full of it and then take it. See what they'll offer you for it.
The primers are typically brass anyway. Now they'll try to get a little silly on you sometimes, but it's a brass cup. But it used to there used to be a pretty high premium on brass, and the prices come way down. And here's my take on it: if you're looking to try to make a couple extra bucks to offset some costs, deprime it, clean it, and sell it. You'll make a heck of a lot more, and you'll help somebody else that needs brass rather than send it to the recycling center, because you'll get next to nothing for it. I mean, you can take let's say a quart size Ziploc bag packed full of like 9mm, and you can get $20 for that.
Yeah. But what I'm referring to is brass that's no longer good anymore, that you can't use.
Yeah, I don't have nearly that much dead brass. It gets clamped and just thrown away, because I only mess up a piece of brass once every couple months darn near.
Yeah, definitely. if you got brass that you're picking up from the range, you can get a lot more money for it, like Nathan says. If you so now I've got some over there that I'm looking to just. I want to send to somebody that can use it. I got nothing in it. I've deprimed it. I can't remember if I cleaned it or not, but I've got some. And it's not enough to justify the cost of mailing it if you don't not sending something else with it. You know, I think I got like 17 pieces of 7mm Remington Magnum, something like that. You know, and I got like 2 or 3 bags of odd and end stuff like that I would like to send to somebody, but. And yeah, Mad Sexy, you gotta be honest with people when you're selling it to them. They, you know, just let them know. Look, and I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem paying you a little bit of something for some brass, especially if you've already gone to the trouble of picking it up at the range, taking it home, depriming it, cleaning it, getting it ready to go. I don't think people. I don't think people will mind paying a little bit of money for stuff like that. Like I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I used to trade my extra brass for lead on Cast Bullet Forum. I DP large pistol primer. I stuck mainly just the pistol rounds that I was getting a bunch of at the range, and I just told them it's range pickup. You know, I can't guarantee that it's necessarily a, single shot, you know, or that it's a once fired brass. But, you know, it's all range pickup. And what was funny is I talked to people, and half the people would be totally cool with you cleaning it and doing all that, and the other half didn't want it cleaned. They'd be like, deep prime it if you want, but don't clean it. That way they can inspect it to see if, you know, because if you got something that's range pickup and you've got some people that want to shoot stuff that's been through Glocks and stuff like that, it's easier to tell before you clean it. So that's what I would do. Is I'd give it away to your friends. If, you know, like you get some 44s and you don't have a 44, send it to a friend. But if you've got bags and bags of 9mm and you don't shoot a 9mm, trade it for some lead. I mean, that's what I have. 10, maybe about 10 pounds of lead left, period. That's it. So I'm gonna have to do something here soon. But yeah.
We need to arrange a meeting. I can help you with a little bit of that, I think. Mad Sexy says that what he means is about what you know about the brass. So, but yeah, you can't be honest about what you don't know, buddy. But you just got to tell them. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden.
Kingpin says, honest, no way. If I can't lie, I'm not talking. But yeah, that always worked for me, man. Was just saying it's range pickup. You know, I'm not making any claims to, you know, to anything. If I see anything obvious, I throw it out, crush it, throw it out. But Meg says he'll give brass away before he sends it to recycling center up. I've got all kinds of junk in here, 45 gap and crap I'll never use, but in case I get 30 or 40 or 50 of them and one of you yahoos wants to try gap, you know, I'll do what I can. Meg, you keep that to yourself, brother. Is there a way to delete that?
Do we need to talk about that?
No, sir. Not as far as I'm aware. We just let things slide on by. That's my take.
He said no bad no.
Yeah. I was just glad to be able to jump on today. I didn't know what the plans were going to be, so I was glad to be able to get on with you guys tonight. Looks like Georgia Boy hadn't been able to jump on. I was probably going to see about talking a little bit about 3 weeks ago, Demi, but if he ain't able to jump on, then we can kind of hold that, I guess, for another night.
Y'all ever get the feeling the food was too good and you ate too much?
Recently.
Yeah, usually when I'm sitting on a cold seat about 10 minutes later.
Yeah, well, Nathan, the Loaded Cap Gun sent me a message on Slack today, and I think she's expecting certain things, so we might have to talk about that in a little while.
Oh no.
But that's we'll be as merciful as possible.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, one thing I will talk about, I'm excited because I'm back on with not just a motorcycle, so I can get back to the range again. She gives me a lot of crap about it because I can just use her vehicle, but I'm one of those people, man, asking for help is like pulling fingernails. I just cannot stand to ever, I don't want to put anybody out ever. And it's been a long time really since I've been able to just go to the range. So now that I can do that again, I'm hoping to get some things fixed and get some things done around here so that I can get to the range and start getting you guys some videos. Oh, Rob D, New York Outcast. Glad to see you, brother. I have not seen you in the chat before, I don't think. I'm subscribed, so yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do here. It might make some funny noise, but Nathan, maybe you can do it easier. I got the side chat on my phone, and I got us on Hangouts up on my laptop. What I was trying to do is put a link to Jerry's channel in the side chat. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Fairly easy.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We've had some big doings in our community this week. The Emperor received a upper in 350 Legend. Hey, Mig.
That video was amazing. I mean, I think a lot of us kind of knew that was something that was going on. But much he appreciated it and the work that Kenny put into it and everything else. It was really amazing. And Kenny's one of the nicest guys in the world. So it was just a really sweet moment, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, that's been a long time coming, and in my opinion, there's nobody on YouTube more deserving of that than so much more.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. And then Uncle Jim got some barrels as well.
Mad Sexy's got another question. Give me 1 second, Mad Sexy, and I will answer that question. Hold on 1 second.
I'll tell you what, guys. YouTube is impossible because that Jerry Michalek comes up for everything you can find. So it looks like I'm kind of the only one not muted. I hope everybody's doing well. Trying to get this link up here for you.
Okay, bro. I didn't mean to leave you hanging.
No, that's all right.
Mad Sexy asked, what are good powders, IMR powders? No, Georgia boy, 30-31 for 223. I don't know if we ought to be doing that. I mean, I guess you could. Georgia boy, in his opinion, 30-31 is like Tabasco hot sauce. Everything's better with 30-31.
He's correct.
One of my favorites, he asked about IMR powders, but I don't have a favorite IMR powder for 223. One of my favorites is this powder right here. Hodgdon's 335 is pretty good in 223. And if you're asking about powders for 223, let's not overlook Hodgdon's CFE 223. I mean, it's got to be good. It's got the caliber in the name. So it's got to be good for that. But you asked what my favorite powder is for 223, and it's this. Get you some Ramshot tack, and your 223 problems will go away. That stuff even works in 35 Remington like nothing I ever seen. Who would have thunk it?
Right now, I think Tent Man's doing some work with some 223 load development.
With 335.
Yeah, I personally have no experience. I don't own a 223. I know a lot of people jumped on or said to me that, you know, your first AR build should be a 223, but I might build something eventually for 223. I'm not super. I'd rather have a 300 blackout and do that suppressed than have a 223. It's just not. For me, I just don't have a ton of. Even though shooting some of the guys down at when we were at the Dead Zero shooting part, you know, shooting. I think I shot Chicos and Crazy Scotsmans. You know, they're fun. I can't deny that, but I just don't have a lot of experience with it. All right, Mig, take it easy, brother. Thanks for stopping in.
Hi, Mig. Bye, Mig.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Shooter's World Tactical Rifle for 223, and I have that powder. I just have not used it in 223 yet. I intend to. I mean, it's got the load data on the front of the bottle. I mean, you know, I think it'd be great in there. I think Big Man said it's similar to 4895. I don't know. I can look on my burn rate chart if y'all want me to.
Yeah, see, I'm getting really good results with 4895 and 223, but I get good results with all my calibers with 4895 with the Hodgdon. Now the IMR 4895, I was somewhat disappointed with my 6.5 Grendel. It would barely even cycle the bolt. I was down around 2,200 feet per second with those 129s, but I was getting well over 23 with the Hodgdon 4895. So I don't know why there's such a disparity. I'd have to look at the burn rates and stuff when I get home. But I'm going to try the IMR 4895 and some 30-06. I'm getting ready to load up.
Yeah, your IMR and H4895 are going to be. I don't think they're right next to each other. I think there's one in between them, but they're really close burn rate. But
there's one in between.
Yeah.
One or two.
But yeah, there's differences in other areas as well. You know, that's interesting.
Jerry, my favorite powder for 30-06 is 4064, and 4895 works great in it as well. But I mean, 4895 was the powder originally formulated for 30-06 military rounds.
Right,
so
that was World War II.
I can't see much of anything working better than 4895, but I've not tried it. I can't prove it. But I've got a load in, I think it's 47 grains of 4064 in 30-06, and it's stacking them in there way less than an inch at 100 yards.
I actually have tried that, and I've come up with better luck on 4895.
Yeah, my 4895 loads, it seems like no matter what caliber I load for, I'm getting really good consistency, and that's really what I'm shooting for. I mean, if I can get my standard deviations and my extreme spreads closer, and then then I can predict what the bullet's going to do when I shoot it. So that's why I like the 4895. It doesn't seem like temperature sensitive, and if I get one extra kernel, it's not gonna have that much of a spread.
Yeah.
In fact,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
Oh, I was going to say I took my 243 out with with Hodgdon 4895. I got an extreme spread of 8 feet per second, 5-shot group, and I mean that's unbelievable. I've never had that kind of luck before.
I use 4064 as my go-to all-around rifle powder because I got the most of it. I use it in my 308s, my 270s. I haven't tried 223 with that. I use either Varget, CFE 223, that kind of stuff. For 300 blackout, my go-to is Little Gun. I know that Uncle Jim's is 1680 at H110. I just was able to find Little Gun and developed a load for it, and it works great out of mine. During our little Three Amigos thing, I think I'm the only one that had any kind of decent luck with it, but every gun's different, every shooter's different, so.
Yeah, I've got
And
basically
then my
4
450
powders.
Bushmaster load. Yeah, I got a whole cabinet of powders, man.
Well, I basically got 4 powders that I use more than anything, and that's H4895, 335, like Jamie said. My BLC2, I just love that powder. It's so easy to meter, and I get really good consistency and great velocities with that. And my accuracy has never really suffered. I did a ladder charge with my 243 and using BLC2, and I didn't. I mean, my velocities changed somewhat, but I didn't notice any point of impact shift with that. And so that's been kind of one of my go-to powders. And CFE 223 has been a really good one, but it's gone up in price, so I stopped buying that for a while.
Jason Stewart, thank you very much, buddy. Kingpin, thanks for sending Jason over, and we hope to see you again. I've got this Shooter's World powder thing, and their tactical rifle is one step faster than BLC2. BLC2, Winchester 748, and IMR 8208, and Vitavori N31 are all on the same line. They're the same burn rate. And
I can get I can't always get some of those other powders. So, I mean, and then others like Vitavori, man, I'd shoot that all the time if I could afford it, but that stuff is really pricey.
it is, but it's made in Finland, and they make great guns and great ammo stuff over there.
Oh, I got some Vitavori charges for my pistols. I think it's 340, and man, I'll tell you what, that stuff it shoots so well, and it smells good too.
I prefer my powder to reek. If we can get the closer we can get to just absolute disgust for whoever's sitting downwind of me, the better.
We could always shoot black powder like Kenny.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was really cool. I hope he does more on that and does some videos on it. The best stinking stuff I've been able to do is I use what is that crap? The lube I use on my 45 Colt bullet, some kind of poly lube. Anyway, and that stuff stinks to high heaven when it gets burning. So I love to do that, get a little bit downwind from my dad when we go shooting and force him to have to smell all that. Yeah, it's a good move.
I make my own lube. I use Kyle will know this. The red and tacky, and I mix in graphite that used for door locks in with it. And man, I'll tell you what, that stuff it doesn't fling off and it doesn't wear out. You can shoot all day long and everything's still lubricated.
Um,
Like Rooster Jacket, bullet lube?
The red and tacky they use for fifth wheel lube.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
you
And
know
then
what,
I mix.
Gary? I'm gonna have to look into that because Mig sent me some stuff that is some kind of powdered. It's some kind of, I don't know what it is. It's not graphite. It's white. If somebody finds it in a baggie in my desk, I'm probably gonna have to answer for it. But
Might be
the stuff is just
powdered lithium.
yeah, exactly. It's something like that that he sent me, and I messed around with it a little bit, but I haven't figured out exactly how to get a good bond to a bullet with it. What's up, Chico? Put your chain out.
What's up?
Letting your Atlanta hang out.
Hey,
You know why he's letting his Atlanta hang out, right? Because the WSB Carathon raised almost $1.7 million for the Aflac Cancer Society in 2 days. That's why he's letting that Atlanta hang out.
That's awesome.
That is. How's everyone doing? Sorry I'm late to the party.
I'm just glad to have you, man.
we were just hanging out waiting for you.
Cool. I didn't miss anything good.
Grab.
What you guys talking about? What did I miss?
We're fixing to
Giveaway,
get to
did
that.
I miss a giveaway?
762 says if it smells like cat pee, it's good stuff. Why is it that anytime I'm shooting an AR, it smells like cat pee? There's some real strong ammonia smell in that military powder they're putting in there.
Is that $48.95?
I've used CFE 223 in mine, H335. I don't know if it's the powder because it don't smell like that when it comes out of another cartridge. What's up with that? Maybe it's just my mind. I don't know. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Aromatherapy.
I
You
love
wouldn't happen to be using Ballistol, would you?
Right.
I know it. You can't let cat pee on the barrel, man. It'll rust it up quick.
What are you doing, girl?
Somebody else back there, back a ways, said they buy whatever they can find on sale for less than $15 a bottle. Killing time. $15 a pound if they can afford it at the time.
I want that kind of powder.
Right. Dude, let me tell you, you need to check out Shooter's World. Shooter's World powders are right in that $15 to $20, maybe some of it runs up to $24 and $25 a pound, but that's still, you know, a lot of these Hodgson powders, I pay $30, $35 a pound for them. Some of that, well, that Vitabori, that stuff is anywhere from $40 to $55 a pound, depending on what it is.
Yeah, they think a lot of that voody.
It's got to be good stuff, though.
That's why I said I would shoot more Vita Burry if I could afford it. But man, I just, I'm on a budget.
I ended up getting some when I first started reloading. One of the guys I worked with went to a estate sale, and there was a bunch of reloading stuff there. And he asked me if I wanted to buy it from him, and he threw out a price. And I said, "Look, tell you what, I'll give you $100 for the whole tote." He goes, "Well, that's kind of a good deal for you, isn't it?" I said, "Well, seeing as how you don't reload, that's $100 in your pocket you didn't have, isn't it?" So most of this crap I can't use, and there was some 310 and some 3N37 or something from. I just call it Voody. That's just what I've been calling it that for years. And the only thing I could find to load with the 310 was 45 auto 230 grain. the only thing I can find any load data for.
Curtis is picking on me again, y'all. He said Mad Dog 2020 is less than $15 a bottle. I drank that stuff one time when I was 16 years old, puked my guts out, and I'll never touch another drop of, well, I've been without alcohol for 16, 17 years now, so I just don't need it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, powder I haven't messed with much is Norma powder. Sometimes I'll see it on the shelf with it. I think it's most likely Love X or something like that, but I've never really played with it any.
Well, that Love X is Shooter's World.
Yeah. Buffalo rifle with cast bullet yet? Janie, you shot any buffalo rifle yet?
I have 2 loads loaded up, ready to go to the range and test. Kyle,
Okay.
I've got a load of load 10 for 35 Remington is buffalo powder, buffalo rifle, and I have some for the 8mm Mauser loaded up as well. Ladder loads for both. Reloader 7.62, it is the exact same powder from what I understand. It's what the man from Shooter's World told me. It's the same powder. I was inquiring as to for load data for the 35 Remington using that powder, and he said it's the same as 5744. And that's what we've been talking about the last few weeks. You want load data for something that's not on Shooter's Worlds. They don't have load data for your particular caliber, but you want to use their powders. Get in touch with them. Call them up or send them an email, and their ballistician will call you. He called me, and I really like them. I like the powder. I really like the price. Chico, you've used a Shooter's World powder or two, hadn't you? How do you like it?
I like it too. It was yeah, I like because you can download their manual online on their site, and they give it to you all. I use it in I use Ultimate. I think it's Ultimate Pistol. It's the gray. It's got the gray label on it. It works like tight group. And you know, I was gonna tell y'all last time I was at Academy, I seen tight group in there, which is normally the cheapest powder. I went to 2 academies. Their powder selection went from this to this. They had like 4 bottles of powder in there. And I asked the guy, I said, a lot of people been buying it. He said, no, we've been told to cut back. And the price went up on the tight group, like $5. But I'm looking online, it's saying it's $20.99 at Academy. So might be something. But maybe it was just that store I was at, a couple stores I was at. But yeah, that Shooter's World, it worked good. I had to play around with, I started real low, and when I loaded my charges, I do like increments of 3/10 of a grain. But I started at reduce my 10%, and I found somewhere in the halfway mark that it roundabout tight group, like 3.5 grains of that Ultimate Pistol in my 9mm work for that particular bullet I was using, which was I was using my Lee truncated cone and that Lee round nose, and the Acme bullet, 124 grain bullets. I like their stuff. Like James said, I like the price. I think I paid $17 for that bottle at a gun show.
We all know you all about the price, man.
I like the price, man.
That's a good price.
Idaho Rogers asked if anybody's using Trail Boss in 4570. I am not, and I'm not sure I would. I don't know how it would act with that heavy of a bullet. That and just I have so many other loads kind of worked out. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody else messing with that?
I'm not. I don't have a 4570 period. But
You need to get yourself armed, sir. Man is not armed until he has a 45-70.
I'm not armed either. Then
Huh.
Would
I
y'all
would-
believe that? Would y'all believe that was the first center fire rifle I ever shot was 45-70 Sharps?
wow.
Congratulations.
I was 8 years old. Yeah, scooted me back each time. Yeah, it scooted me back each time I shot it.
Boom.
at least it didn't knock you down.
But like Granddad told me, he says if you're man enough to shoot this, he says you're man enough to shoot anything. Yeah, I haven't shot a 45-70 since.
That's what my Uncle Jim told me when he handed me a 12 gauge when I was 10 years old. It was what model is that? The Winchester pump that had the circles, had the rings around the front. You know, the cock and piece, the pump part.
Yeah, I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
That was the first 12 gauge, one of the first guns, period, except for a 22 that I'd ever shot.
You talking about an old Winchester Model 12?
Yeah.
Oh, there
That's
she is. There she is.
Hey, puppy dog. I'm gonna have to go get my mini here in a little bit. Y'all gonna bring the dogs out.
Oh Lord. Well, Vanessa Kitty wanted to see her. There she is. She's finally not camera shy. Look at the camera. Say hey. Look at the phone. Say hey. Okay. All right. There's that.
Hey, Emperor, I don't know how Buffalo Rifle will work in that 350 Legend. I think it's going to need a little bit of a faster powder. That Buffalo Rifle's kind of slow, kind of on the slow side. From what I've seen, Kenny's using H110. Curtis said he's got some of that heavy pistol, but he hadn't opened it yet because he's got a lot of H110 to go through. I like H110. But, man, I'm telling you, that heavy pistol from Shooter's World, H110 ain't got nothing on that.
That heavy pistol's great powder.
Yeah, it's the same as, what is that, Accurate number 9? Same on the burn rate chart. Yeah, it's the same. On the burn rate chart, it's the same as Accurate number 9.
See, I haven't played around with any of the accurate powders either. One of these days, I might have to get out of my comfort.
I hadn't either until I got into the Shooter's World stuff. A lot of the Shooter's World stuff, Accurate Arms used to be the outlet for Love-X powders in the U.S. So a lot of their powders are the same. Then Western bought out Accurate, and they started selling some of their powders under the Accurate name. So that's how Shooter's World came into being, because Lubbock's didn't have an outlet in the U.S. anymore after Accurate Arms got bought up by Western.
Yeah, that's what had me confused. Was I said that maybe Norma has something to do with Love-X, because Western Powders is who the U.S. So I thought there might be some kind of connection, but Rune's saying that's just that it's made specifically by Norma. So that's cool. Yeah, I love Accurate Arms. AA number 9, me and Georgia Boy use that for a lot of different stuff. I use it a lot. The Reloader 7, that's a good 45-70 powder right there. Reloader 7, they make some really awesome powder. I have not tested their 4350 yet because I haven't had a good 308 setup to test it with. But I bet you that it'll hang pretty good with some H4350. I know a lot of people don't use it, but I would definitely try it.
Shooter's World 4350?
No, the Accurate Arms.
Well,
it might be the same stuff. I have no idea, but
I don't know either about that particular one. But the Shooter's World 4350 is what I used in some of my 270 loads that I brought to Dead Zero Shooting Park. It seemed to do pretty well.
Nathan, I wish I'd have known that. I think I had some 4350 unless I gave it to Jamie. Did I give it to you?
No, sir.
Oh, I've got it. I've got 4350. It's just
Okay. 4350. I'll be more happy to give you.
yeah, I've got the powders and stuff. Kyle, what it is my only 308's an FR8 milsurp, and I have not done any work with it to try to see if I can get it to hold respectable enough groups to get any kind of real testing done. Those chopped Spanish Mausers, sometimes they shoot well, sometimes they're 3-inch guns. And if it's shooting 3 to 4 inches and I can't get it under that, then there's no sense in testing.
Yeah. Well, on the burn rate chart that I got right here, Shooter's World, Accurate 4350 and Hodgdon 4350, as well as Lovex's S070 is all on the same line on the burn rate chart. That don't mean you can interchange load data, but yeah. A10 man, Shooter's World makes a blackout too. I got one called Blackout, and it's the same as Accurate 1680.
I've got
Winchester.
the blackout powder, and it does work really well.
Well, it's on the same line as Reloader 7. Reloader 7 to me is one of the most versatile powders out there because I see it in a lot of load data in my manuals, don't y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've used it quite a bit. Reloader 7, 3031. You can use them in a ton of stuff to get pretty good accuracy. It might not be the absolute best, but it'll almost always be pretty decent.
Yeah, it's very versatile. I see it on I see a lot of it in data. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Curtis says the same thing. Reloader 7 is versatile like 3031. Yeah, it may not always be the best. And I'll tell you what I found, and I don't know how much truth there is to this over the large scale, but I found that if you're looking for a load that's not at the tops, right, you're shooting 300 yards maybe max with your gun, so you're not looking to shoot as fast as humanly possible. Taking 3031 and doing like just a small percentage decrease on its max power is you'll find some great accuracy right there. 3031 loaded down just a touch can be really rugged edge. It gets a little squirrely, and your standard deviations will go kind of crazy. But when it's loaded down just a touch, I love 3031. But I don't want to be a commercial for IMR. But
Not unless they want powder, right?
what's that, Kyle?
Not unless they want to start supplying us with powder.
Even then, man, I'm not really a commercial type, you know. There once was a time when I was trying to get some people to get involved, but not anymore. I think it's better when we just do our thing. Ain't worried about pissing off Mid-South shooters or anybody else. Ticking off, sorry.
Okay, so it's after 9 o'clock. Do we need to talk about, now that Chico's here, do we need to talk about what Miss Cap Gun sent me a message about?
I have no idea what's going on, brother. I'm
Who's
just
in trouble?
Well, in case y'all didn't know, our brother Nathan's birthday is tonight. So everybody wish Nathan a happy birthday. And I would say happy birthday to you, Nathan. I love you, brother. You know I do, but a man's got to know his limitations.
So in exchange for that, Loaded Cap Gun wanted us all to rock the patch on the live chat.
no. No. Bad idea. Bad idea, Catherine. No rocking the patch.
I thought that would get you. Your face. You're going to have to watch the replay, brother.
Oh.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm in trouble. I know it.
Well, Jamie, I appreciate it. Guys, I love you guys too. It's been really great. And I'm glad to be able to be here tonight. And You guys have been great, man. Getting to know you people and the people in the side chat and you guys has just been amazing. And I'm looking forward to another 10 years of this nonsense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to those frogs eventually not being there.
Yeah,
Well-
I think we're coming through. I'm muted.
They'll be gone in November, and you won't have to hear them for about 4 or 5 months.
That was my thoughts exactly. Idaho Rogers, I'm sorry to share a birthday with your ex-wife. Nobody needs to bring that up. Nobody needs to think about their ex-wife. No, Kyle, I'm talking about next year, man. We can get that. We can get that pool stand hogs. Big man, I am not old. Kyle is old. I'm young and vibrant.
All of y'all are young.
You know, I brought this came up with my boss. I told him, I said, well, I'm old today. And he says, you're not old, blah, blah, blah. I was like, look, hold on. If more than half the entire planet is younger than you, you're now old. And it's like almost 60 some odd % of the entire planet is under the age of like 35. So, you know what? Most everybody feels I'm old, so I guess I am.
Getting aged. You're getting seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned. That's it. It's that salt and pepper comes in your beard is when you're getting seasoned.
Why do you think I don't have a beard anymore?
Oh, come on now. Now, when November comes around, you're going to have to join it. You're going to have to let her go.
Movember. Yeah, Movember. Tell my wife that.
Will tell her. Give me your five. Well, I have your phone number. So I'll
Yeah.
I'll
Well, that's
send
my
her
phone
that.
number. That's not her phone number. That's mine.
Well, I can't believe that she messaged you to say something about it, but I guess I can. But
Well, I'm glad she did. And I'm thankful for her. So
Me too.
I'll turn 57 here in a couple of weeks. So
which is the perfect age because that's the best year of Chevrolet cars.
I kind of lean toward the 56s myself, but that's all right. It's just another day at this point.
I've
I
had
had
a
a buddy of mine
56.
I had a buddy of mine I worked with out in Vegas, and he goes, they just don't design cars like they used to. Back in the day, the 52 Buick looked like it was looking for something on the ground all the time. And the 53 Buick looked like it found it.
That's great. Yeah, no, I'm actually a 55 guy. Dad's a 57 guy, so that's kind of a shout out to Dad. But it's funny. He's a 57 guy. I'm a 55 guy, and we both owned, I think, 4 56s together.
That's the perfect compromise, brother.
Yeah, I don't know about that. A 56 looks great when all the chrome is perfect. The minute anything gets a little out of alignment, it looks like it's 400 pieces in the front end. That's always bugged me.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Stop the presses. Idaho Rogers turned 51 yesterday. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Good one, brother.
Happy
And-
birthday.
And
I'll tell you
George
what,
Boy,
Killer month.
say it again, Kyle.
July is a killer month.
There's a lot of Leos in here, man. We got, like you said, Georgia Boys coming up. We got Miggs coming up here soon. Now, that's somebody we need to be giving the business to, right? Mig, the great giver. Miggs is coming up soon. So, guys, you need to go ahead and go to Miggs' channel and flood his videos with happy birthdays and whatever else you can think of. Man, it feels good to be 21. I can go buy alcohol without having to send my my mom.
I ran up on a pretty cool channel today. He's in our side chat some. He's not. I hadn't seen him here tonight. Broke Loader. Y'all remember Broke Loader?
Yes, sir.
He had a casting video up today. I was kind of I'm kind of glad I found his channel. I subbed him. I got a notification, went over and watched a couple of his videos. He's going to be okay. We're going to like him. Big man's a Leo too. When's your birthday, brother? Mine's a couple of weeks.
I hadn't had time to get caught up on YouTube. I've been running around with dogs and children all night.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind as well. I was one of the ones that Jamie mentioned. I haven't commented on his VR yet. I haven't even watched it yet. I'm behind on a few. I'm not as bad as I usually am. I'm only probably a couple days behind. Usually I'm about a week or 2 weeks behind, but
It wasn't much of a video. It was just me sitting there talking. Y'all can hear that any Friday night. So, you know.
yeah, but it's nice to, Jamie, you have a lot of good thoughts, brother, and you have a calm delivery, and it's good to watch. You're not all frantic and yelling and losing your stuff. So it's good.
And you don't get in front of the camera in a bubble.
Oh boy.
Tread said Broke Loader was here earlier.
I
So
did not see him. Doggone it! I'm sorry, I didn't see him, and I know I didn't give him a shout out when we ran down the side chat.
See, we missed you, Chico.
I know.
Yeah, I had to do it, which was always a
You
mess.
guys handle it, man. I appreciate it. I know you guys can take care of it.
I'm gonna go check out. I might, because it
Y'all was
sounds like
going
I'm not
through all
subscribed to
that
his.
powder.
No, I am. I'm subscribed to his channel, but I did not see that video come up. Huh. All right.
I didn't get the notification neither. Because I just subscribed to him. I think he was in a chat. I was in another chat, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago when he was in our chat, and I subscribed to him. I subscribe to people if they're in our chat. It don't matter how many subscribers they have, because
Just showing love to the
Kinda
family.
same mindset. Like I just subscribed to Appalachian Reloader. I wasn't subscribed to him, so.
okay, there's Broke Loader's back now. He heard us talking about him. So y'all go down there to where he commented, hit his little icon, go over there and sub the man's channel. Y'all do the same thing with Jerry here too. Jerry just popped over 100 subscribers, and he ought to have as many, if not more, than me and everybody else. So
You know who number 100 was?
who?
Charlie. Where you at, Charlie? You still here? Charles Irby.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on tonight.
You know
He
who
was-
my 100th subscriber was? Elvis Ammo.
Oh man, there you go.
Yep, he got my 100 cherry too.
Well, you saw the hat tip I gave to him just in case he ever stumbles across when I opened my video. That was supposed to be a hat tip to Elvis. Kind of missed the guy.
I'm just in the side chat. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Scotsman's here now.
Scotsman.
There's Jay. How you doing, sir? Glad to see you on the chat with us.
Hey, son. Glad you made it.
There's Charles. He says, "What? I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah, he needs his rest.
Asleep in the lazy boy, I'm sure.
He's been out digging lead today, mining lead.
Charlie showed up. Way to go, Charlie. What? He's sleeping. Yeah. Oh, well.
Charlie, it's only 6:30.
I took a little nap this afternoon. Yeah.
I meant Larkin.
Speaking of which, I've got a German Shepherd that's looking at me like it's dark and everything. Are we going to bed or what?
Yeah.
You gotta love that, man, when the dog's ready to go to bed.
Mine comes and gets me at 10 o'clock every night. She gets up, well, just about 10 o'clock every night. She just gets up, comes over. It's like, it's time to go out and go to bed.
She started tugging on my pants leg the other night, and I'm like, "What is it, hun?" She walked to the door, and she's like, "Come on." So I went, and she stood at the stairs going down to the bedroom, and she just looked at me, and I'm like, "Time to go to bed," and she right down the stairs and jumped in the bed. I'm like, okay.
Willie's back. I hope you had a good dinner, brother. I'm glad you got out of the house and went and did something. Fuzz said something about Uncle Dan's on the side chat.
What you got?
Shooting with Uncle Dan. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Dan.
Oh boy, yeah. So, what else has been going on? What other reloading stuff or shooting stuff have we been up to lately? Jerry's been doing probably more than all of us together.
I've been doing what?
Probably been doing more shooting stuff than all of us together lately.
No, actually, July 1st, I was out all day long. I did 3 different videos. That pistol video, that was the culmination of what I shot, recorded on the 1st of July. Because I wanted to get in the Let Freedom Ring with rim fires. I wanted to get some Grendel content. By the time I got around to pistol, I was about ready to fall on my face. I mean, it was all I could do just to walk. 95 degrees. Been out there all day long. Yeah, it was pathetic.
Yes, sir. I know the feeling.
I'm gonna try and get something in
Lately,
Tuesday.
The weather down here has been so weird because so much of the rest of the country has been fighting with heat, and it's felt great down here. I mean, we're just barely touching 90 a couple days, and sometimes even staying in the 80s, which is just that's like a cold front for us. It's amazing. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
I feel guilty for enjoying it because everybody else is so daggum hot.
When I left out of the house,
Ours coming, brother. It's coming back. You know that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
hey, it was 90 in Seattle today.
They're really not used to that. They'll bet they were burning.
No. Yeah, Thorzak said that they were burning up the ACs. I had a little bit of a conversation with him since I was up there. In fact, I was at Uncle Jim's old hometown earlier today too. So,
Come here, baby girl.
but yeah,
I
it
got
was
some,
it was 106 or 103. I'm sorry. When I left out of Salt Lake on last Tuesday, and yeah, it took forever for summer to get there, but it got there with a vengeance.
the only time I've ever been over to Salt Lake, it's always been stupid hot. But that's just the timing, more than anything.
Could be worse. You could be down with Kenny.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When you get out there, when you're driving out to Salt Lake City, going from the eastern side, I mean, that's some barren, oof.
Going
That's
across Wyoming.
Man, I was talking to somebody the other day. This young lady, and her husband took a job with the University of Nebraska, and she's moving out there. And I got to thinking about some of the worst places that I would not want to live in the Nebraska. I'm like, there is nothing there. I mean, bless your heart, anybody from Nebraska, but it's like, there's just no mountains, no trees, no nothing. Just farm and dust and heat
It's
and
like
cold.
Kansas. Kansas is 492 miles of nothing.
Yeah.
You
Nebraska,
measured it all.
man. Yep. Oh. Uncle Jim is not a big fan of SLC. I can understand that. I've only
yeah,
been
but
up there
he's-
like 3 times.
He's out of the city. I'm not a fan of Salt Lake either. That's why I moved out of there.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
guys, this is a special night for me. I got both of my kids watching our live stream tonight.
that's amazing.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Jay and Amanda both out there, and I
Hi,
appreciate
Amanda.
it.
Nice to have you. Cranky asked me about.
Now, Jamie, I seen one Who was the other?
Jay's a little farther back up there. There's Jay Howell and Amanda Howell.
Cranky, I'm not quite sure who we're talking about, but my significant other doesn't have any. I don't know. So what about you, Jamie? What you been up to? You do any shooting or reloading lately?
I got some 35 Remingtons right here. I'm loaded up for a buddy of mine to hunt with this fall. Check these out. Can y'all see those? I still got to seat my cast bullets. These are for him to practice with, and those are the Hornady FXT 200 grain bullets sitting on top of some Lever Revolution 40 grains.
That's a pretty good
How's
powder,
that?
I think.
Yeah, how is that for a lever rifle, Jamie? I thought about using some for my 30-30.
I have not tested it yet with those FTX bullets. The Hornady Lever Revolution ammo that you buy from the store is real good in my 35 Remington, but it's expensive. It's about 30 between. You can find it on sale sometimes for $25 for 20, but normally it's around $30 to $35 for 20 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's
and
steep.
I had this rifle, and we were going to shoot, and I sent a friend by one of the local gun stores here, and he told him, just pick me up a box of 35 Remington, I'll pay you when we get there, because we were meeting up there, and I was at work and had to go. He got up there, and I owed him $34, and I'm like, whoa. So I've been saving that brass since I've had this rifle. So I had like 120 pieces of Fireform brass for it when I started reloading. So that's what y'all see on my video. So I'll take Kim to the range. I'll get him to meet me at the range. Maybe Kyle can meet us up there too, and we'll test these 35 Remington and 8mm loads I've got loaded up. I've got. Let me show. Is Charlie still out there? I'll show Charlie these. Y'all get a kick out of those. Check that out. Those are his 244 grain missiles loaded in 8mm Mauser. And I usually use boxes like this, these kind of boxes, but these missiles won't fit in there, so I had to get the slide over box out. I had trouble finding this thing. I knew I had it, but it took me a while to find it. So I've not done any shooting, but I've loaded up 3 loads of 8mm, 3 ladder loads, 25, 5 rounds of each charge. So I've got 75 rounds of 8mm loaded, 25 rounds of 35mm, and then those for my buddy Rick. So
you've been doing a bunch of loading then.
Yeah. Just but what good is loading it if you don't ever have time to go to the range to shoot it?
I know that, brother.
That's my problem.
I want to tell y'all another thing real quick, and I'm gonna be quiet and let y'all talk. We were talking about Broke Loader, and I went and looked at his video. He was talking about he was casting ball ammo for his black powder pistol, and in the title it said live chats. So I thought, well, yeah, he's probably going to be picking on us. So he was talking about he brought up our Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream, and he talked about all these guys that he's collecting our subs like baseball cards when we were a kid. And he mentioned by name Nathan and Kyle. So I left a comment. I said, I guess me and Chico are chopped liver then, right? So we were
I
just
guess it is kind of like collecting garbage pail kids when we were young.
Garbage pail kid. You are old.
So just for the record, Nathan and Kyle leave a lot deeper impression than Chico and myself do.
Man, I wish I
No.
still had them garbage pail kid cards. Those things were awesome.
Yeah, and they go for a bunch of money on eBay. I can't imagine me making any impression on anybody. That's a bad idea. It doesn't date me, dag nabbit. I collected a whole bunch of baseball cards too, but none of them are worth anything because I'm a Mets fan.
Been a long time since '69 and '86.
Yeah, you know what? They've been to the World Series twice. This millennium. There's a lot of teams out there that can't say that.
Including my Braves.
Mm-hmm.
How about them Braves?
Yeah, how about them?
They're looking all right now. They seem to have pulled some stuff together, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they need some pitching. You know, I feel like I'm talking too much on here tonight, but I got to say this. I've been a baseball fan all my life, and I can tell you what's going to happen when the postseason comes. All these guys that are hitting 300, they're hitting 40 and 45 home runs. That's all great, but good pitching nullifies good hitting every single time.
I agree and disagree.
I remember when the Braves had Smoltz, Glavine, Rocker, that whole crew. And the only person that would ever hit the baseball was ground ball to second base, Terry Pendleton, which I thought was really odd that later he became the hitting coach. But anytime there was somebody on first and Terry Pendleton came up to bat, it was an automatic double play. The umpires just called it, told the runner to go sit down and change the number on the scoreboard. But they won more games because nobody could hit a ball that Smoltz could throw. Avery was just spot on. All of them. We had the best pitchers in the damn game, not even the league, the game. And I watched them. They were always long and boring games too, but they would just sit there and dissect that plate, find out where the umpire would call a strike and where they wouldn't, and they would just put it right there every single time. And there was a lot of no-hitters during that time,
Yeah, Glavine was a nibbler.
And if Glavine wasn't getting the outside corner of the plate, you could throw that game in the trash.
He was going to get hammered.
Yep. That's why, by the way, and I'm doing what little bit, I don't want to take this over too long, but doing what little bit of stuff I've done looking at things. The reason why the Braves were so dominant and so bad was because of their pitching. John Smoltz and Avery, when he was healthy and good for those 2 years, were the only two pitchers you would want pitching in the postseason once Maddox's velocity started to drop. Glavine is not a postseason pitcher. Good hitting will beat Glavine and beat Maddox as well because they're soft tossers. They'll get unlucky. They'll have a bad ump. But you get somebody who can throw 98, 99, that's going to mow down in baseball, man. If you're a long if you're a home run hitter, you're going to post there's a good chance you're going to get smoked in the postseason by good pitching. But if you're just a contact hitter, you'll do fine. Those big 95, 98 mile an hour, you can just put the bat out there, get you a little, dying quail or something and get on base.
Just get right over the shortstop's heads. All you got to do all night long.
Yep.
Signal Soldier said it too, and what you're talking about, Nathan, is Mark Lemke couldn't hit his weight during the regular season, but he'd murder it in the postseason.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I ain't talking about them little dinkers either. I'm talking about raw wall rattlers.
Yep.
Bang it off the wall. But my point is that offense is fun. It puts butts in seats. Defense wins championships, and that's across the board in all sports.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cranky says 2009 Phillies, all those aces, and they lost because they couldn't hit. No, they lost because of the Phillies. It's a whole nother reason. It's because they changed the color of the team from that ugly brown red to bright red, like as if they're the Cardinals.
Yeah, Big Al is only one Mr. October. They tried to give that to Lemke, but Reggie Jackson was the man.
Reggie Jackson was good stuff. I caught the end of Jackson's career, really. I didn't catch the 70s highlights, but I don't know. When I think of Mr. October, it's like Andy Pettit. There's a couple guys out there that have just been lights out. And some of them are hitters too. And Amanda loves your beard there, Papa Bear, which is good to hear.
You're sweet, baby. That's my baby girl right there.
Yeah. And when you say baby, I'm assuming that doesn't mean 6.
No, she's well, she'll kill me if I tell you how old she is. She is a female, you know.
She's a grown adult.
She is, with a baby of her own, who is absolutely precious.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all have seen me on many occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Rigby.
Miss Rigby.
And let me tell y'all, and this goes for everybody in the side chat too, she is just as cute in person.
She was in the car last time we drove by Kyle's house.
So, Chico, what have you been reloading indoor shooting?
School clothes. No, it's schools. It is school time back. You know what? I've been thinking about that 357. I've been cleaning a lot of that brass that I got on that sort of on that deal. Well, it was a deal. You guys know I'm only buying something if it's a deal. A lot of that brass that I got, yeah, I was using my tumbler, so I've been cleaning that, getting prepared, putting projectiles in the top. I was like, yeah, that's gonna look good. And when I was like, yeah. So I'm just about ready to jump in. I need to get me some dyes, because those dyes that I got and all that. So you guys know when I went to the first time I took my Rossi to the gun range, the guy was like, he just had to rub it in my face that, you know, he just bought a Rossi Puma for $150. Which when he told me that, he was like, I got a lot of reloaded stuff. So y'all remember I had those vintage primers. I got all that brass, but I got those dyes are old dyes. They're not carbide dyes. So I don't like them. I just don't like them.
You can't run.
I'm used to. Yeah, I'm not used to the carbide. You know, I'm not used to not using the carbide ones. Because you gotta either they get stuck.
All you gotta do is get a sizer, brother. Just get your sizer, you be all right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get me some dyes and start messing around with that stuff, because I think I'll be able to do a lot, even with the molds that I already have. And a lot of guys already sent me some stuff. MCK, when we was up at Dead Zero, he gave me some 38 357 projectiles. Reloader 762 sent me some. He sent me a lot of different projectiles. So I'm getting excited about shooting that dang thing again, you know, with the correct bullet. Because when we were up there, we tried a lot of different style bullets to find out if my rifle enjoyed it or not. So, but you know, I'll probably go to the range tomorrow after I do some more school shopping for my son. He starts school in 6 days. So I'm not ready for him to go back. The summer seems like it's been a week or a month, actually. So
Summer's short here
yeah.
for kids. It's ridiculous.
I'll shoot a lot of 9mm tomorrow, and I'll shoot that Rossi again, because I still got some factory loads. But
I'm gonna take
I'll
him.
handle that, Willie. I'll hook him up. Willie was saying I need to teach you how to make some bullet lube, Chico. Just lube them cases. And Fred was saying that most rifle dyes are not carbide.
I'm gonna steal your flip flop for a minute.
Yeah, correct. I agree. But you know what? That 357-38 isn't a rifle die, right? It's a pistol die.
Yep.
Yeah, I need some better dies for my 357. My RCBS dies, they just don't go all the way down to the bottom. And it seems like I'm having a hard time with some of my 357s, like they're belling out right by the head. So I need some that'll get a little bit deeper than what the RCBS do. But these things are probably 35 years old.
You're camming
Yeah,
over.
Jerry.
You're camming over and everything with your press, though, right?
I'm sorry. No, my press doesn't cam over.
Okay.
Not my Lyman anyway. My old RCBS press, I don't think it cammed over either.
I'm just thinking because I've never had that before. I mean, my it's funny because we're talking about 357 dies. My 357 dies, I don't care for them either, but it's because the damn bullet seating die is so stupid. But and I've got a pretty new set of Hornady Cowboy action dies. I'll never buy them again. The case expander is nice because it gets big enough for the cast bullet, but the daggum bullet seater. But I've never had one that wouldn't go far enough down to size out the case head bulge. That's weird, man. Sorry to hear that.
It seems like it's really open right at the very bottom of the sizing die, and it just doesn't. When you run the case up into the die, it's leaving probably almost a quarter of an inch. It seems like from the head up that it's not sizing.
Okay.
Huh.
And I've tried almost everything. I was getting ready to get a grinder out, and grind off the bottom of the die a little bit, but I think I'll just get some new dies.
I might want to call RCBS. The hell, they might send you another size and die, and it might work better.
Like I said, these are about 35 years old. I've had these since, they might be even older than that. I think I've had them since the late 80s.
Yeah, I mean, RCBS might just do it anyway. Huh. You know, you say that, it's funny because I can tell with some of my 357s have been a little bit tight getting into the Smith & Wesson chambers. Because my Model 19's got a pretty tight chamber on it, and some of those are a little bit tight to get in. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I have to do a plunk test into the cylinder after I reload them. And I've got a bunch of them that I've had to break back down. I just set the brass aside. I haven't even reloaded them. I probably got 250 cases for 357 that haven't even, I can't even load. They just won't. And it's kind of interesting. The 357 that I've got, it's an oddball anyway because it was made in Germany and it's not a regular. I don't know. I mean, it's got tighter tolerances. It seems like than say Smith or Ruger.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Lee makes one of those. I hate to say the word because it's a factory crimp die, but it doesn't actually crimp. It's a weird die, that bulge buster looking thing that you can run your autos up into to make sure that they'll chamber. I wonder if there's one that would work in the 38 through 57.
Well, I talked to a guy and he said that his Lee die will go all the way down to the head, and so I gave him a bunch of my 357, and he says they were really tight right by the head. He says he could tell that they hadn't been sized right in the past. So I think
Jerry Scotsman made a good point. He told me to tell you to make sure that your dies are set up for the right cartridge. If they're set up for 38 and you're running 357, it won't.
There's a spacer that comes with my die set, and you take the spacer out for 38s and you put the spacer in for 357 on
I've
those
got that
RCBS.
too. One thing I was impressed with about the RCBS dies for 38, 357 is they give you two different bullet seating stems.
Yeah.
These that I loaded today, I don't know if you'll be able to see them on camera, but I loaded these up with my, I did the bullet seating with the RCBS dies, and you can see a little bitty, can y'all see a ring right there? Yeah, you can see that little bitty ring right there. But that was the bullet seating stem did that.
Yeah, I occasionally get those on some of my bullets, but I don't worry about it too much. I'm just out having fun. It's not like I'm going to shoot 1,000 yards when I'm reloading.
Well, I made these to hunt with. I want them to be accurate enough to kill a deer, and I'm sure they will be. So it looks like we're getting close to that dreaded time where we have to tell everybody good night.
That is true.
Don't forget to hit the like button, folks.
And I think if y'all will scroll back down in the chat, Nathan put up a link for Jerry's channel. I'd love to see his subscribers double here in the next few weeks.
I'll try and get some better
Definitely.
content.
Man, your
You
content's
did good,
great.
man. You don't have to do that, man.
Yep, I like you, Jerry. I
Thanks.
know I've been subscribed to you.
Yep.
You've been watching us for a long time. So.
And everybody, be sure and watch the replay in case you didn't catch it, and watch Nathan's face at about the hour mark. It was good.
And happy birthday, Nathan.
Thank you, sir. It's nice to be over with.
Must be nice to be young enough to where you can actually have birthdays and not anniversaries of those birthdays.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's 29 for the 11th time.
Yeah, I think I ran out of statute of limitations for 49.
Yeah, my sister is 29th for the 15th time.
I think it was Jack Benny that said he was 39 for the 39th time.
Wow.
One of my favorite lines like that is, you baseball fans, sorry, Willie. Yogi Berra for the Yankees back in the 30s and 40s. He said they're talking about where they're going to eat. And somebody brought up a place, and he said, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. I know it takes a minute. It'll come to you.
Oh, man, he had some great ones, didn't he?
He did. He had some great lines.
College Doug, let's get this off. You know, there you go.
Well, everybody want to kind of go around the horn here real quick and tell us what we got, what everybody can look forward to going on. We'll start with Jerry. You are our guest. Go ahead and tell them what you got coming up here soon.
I'm just going to try and get out, get some more shooting videos done. My problem is I only get one day off a week, and I try and cram as much in as I can on that one day. And like I said, I'm on the Pacific Northwest today, long way away from home. So I got some gifty-ons to get out. I basically I've got to repair my my side-by-side that got wrecked while I was on vacation, and trying to get that all coordinated. But Yeah, I just gonna try and get some. Well, I got some 243 video I want to shoot on Tuesday when I go out. Try and get that out. But I have some different types of loads. In fact, we was talking about the BLC2. I loaded up a bunch of Grendel with BLC2, and I want to try and see how that's going to perform.
Well, that sounds terrific. Chico, what you got coming up, brother?
I'm still gonna mess around with my Rossi. I do have 2 sets of those dies. One of them is a Pacific brand, and a lot of people don't know. Horny, they bought their stuff, their tooling or something like that. So I'm probably gonna clean them up. They haven't been used for a while, but they gave me a problem when I tried to size one, but it was late. They blame it on the lateness. I also got an RCBS set, so I do have the dies for it, 38, 357. I need to make sure everything's in there, the stems and everything. All I did, I soaked them up, so I need to, run some patches in there and some rags to clean them up, and hopefully I'll be loading some of them. And with me, anytime I load something, I'm nervous as heck. The first time I shoot it. Other than that, I would say, for most of y'all who don't know, everybody, don't forget KFW's his giveaway. You got to the 31st to get an entry in, and the reason why I'm saying that because I have not made mine, and I plan on making it either tomorrow or Sunday for his giveaway. And that's it. So, guys, thanks for holding it down while I was away. All you people in the side chat. Jerry, thanks for being on our panel, brother. It's good to see you and talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chico.
Kyle, what you got up, brother?
I've got hopefully me and Jamie can get to the range sometime this coming week. I'm gonna do some buckshot testing before I load up a bunch. I've loaded up about 20 rounds. See what happens. Tomorrow's going to be filled with grocery stores, PetSmart, and the butcher shop. I am going to be putting some 44 Magnum brass in the tumbler tomorrow while we go to said grocery store, PetSmart, and butcher shop. I know it's time for bed. I got it. Yes, hello, baby. Let's see. I gotta get some 308 back in the tumbler and replenish what we shot up there in Tennessee, just so I have a couple of hundred on hand, because I know it's a good round. Again, it was just put the dope in the scope, pull the trigger, and there it was. So, yeah, we're gonna have some 44 mag and some 308 loading coming up.
Good deal. Mr. Howell, I think it is your turn to bat.
Well, it's going to be a fun trip, Kurt, Kyle. I hope we can work that out one day next week. I got a friend who, y'all check this out. Friend I used to work with, been hunting with him a little bit here in the last couple of years, sent me a text, says, I got $100 burning a hole in my pocket. Am I close to a good used AK? I'm like, no, but I got one you can shoot if you want to. So he might meet us up at the range. That'd be pretty fun. Drag out the old AK and see if I can find some ammo for it. I probably got 300 or 400 rounds of it laying around here somewhere. Just a matter of putting my hands on it. Thanks, big man. I'm hoping to have 2 or 3 videos come out of our range trip, Kyle. I got to do these 8mm for Charlie, especially those missiles. He gave me his data, and we're working off of that. So we're kind of working together on that. But it's been a great night. I had both of my kids in my chat tonight. That was great. Love both of you. And here comes Rigby, and she has a new jump rope. Come say hey to everybody. We're fixing to get off. Fixing to say bye. Tell them all bye. Say bye-bye. Tell Nathan happy birthday.
Bye.
Tell Nathan happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Rigby. I appreciate it.
I hope everybody has a good rest of
Call
the weekend.
Mimi. Mimi, call. Call it.
All right, guys. Well, look, I appreciate everybody coming out to the side chat. Go and check. I've put a couple links in the chat there to check out Jerry 1911's channel. I want you also to do me a favor. Go check out the Crazy Scotsman channel. They're doing some work for some Bear Creek Arsenal uppers for Mr. Holster. It's a really good cause. Mr. Holster is a great content creator and friend of the channel, and just a good guy all around. And he can need some help. And you know what? Winning an upper isn't always is usually a pretty good thing. I finally am mobile again, so I'm gonna hope subscription or my membership at our local gun club, and then I'm going to be going to the range more, which is going to lead to more videos. I'm still working on the 257 Roberts. I need to pick up some stuff to finish up the 450 Bushmaster and make it run 100%. But so I've got the same kind of stuff I had last week. Not much has changed, but I do appreciate everybody coming out. It's been a heck of a show. Jerry, I appreciate it. Georgia boy, thank you for coming in for a while. I love having you on. I love it when you can make it. One of these times we're going to have to get you on for a little while so we can talk about lever guns, because we've been chomping at the bit to talk about that with you. So,
No, ma'am.
it's nice to have Rigby on for a bit. Blue's nice to have on for a little bit. I'm glad to see Amanda and Jay. It's been really great, and I appreciate the birthday wishes, guys, and have a good night. Thank you.
I guess that means I'm supposed to hit the button.